He's all over me, and he's keeping me alive. All over me, keeping me alive. I know he is keeping me alive. He's keeping me alive. Okay. Let the church say amen. Okay. Once again, as I say all of the time, you need to know that gospel music, church music, whatever kind of music you want to call it, religious music, is incorporated in hoodoo. It's all a part of the practice as the wars go on between the West and the South. Hello? Hello. Y'all, it's about 100 and some degrees. We're getting triple digits. Pray for us as we continue our journey through weathered engineering elements out here. Hello? As you already know, I am the infamous Spirit Tree Nema, hated by many, but loved by so few. Like they say, there will be a road that many will travel that will lead them to the world of destruction. But very few will travel the road to salvation. I wanted to talk to you all once again, as I say, the wars go on between the West and the South. And always know that wars are initiated by bullies. What do the bullies want? They want resources. Look at the United States of America. When we go to war in the United States of America, we're warring over resources. Hello? We must say that the West lacks culture. Am I correct here? They war with the South for their culture. What is their culture? I'm looking into the community now. Hoodoo. All day long. They try to mask it with, it's a witchcraft thing. It's a voodoo thing. It's a voodoo thing. It's a Santeria thing, Apollo thing. It's all these different things. But no, here in America, it's a hoodoo thing. One of the oldest continuously practiced cultures in the United States of America. Lots of people have mad respect from many walks of life, all over the Americas, all over the world. It's beautiful. Maybe the ancestors of the descendants of hoodoo will find favor of you and help you on your road, on the journey. But those who disrespect the descendants of the practice will be punished. Oh, in due time. You gotta know, see, I'm older than most of y'all out there. You gotta know that destruction is not instant, but it is imminent. Hello? Hello? I'm finding, once again, I must give, honor and my blessings to those who are outside of our culture, that practice all over the land, that has a respect for the culture. Because once again, like I say, it's our ancestors. Hello? If you disrespect me, You disrespect our ancestors in the culture. Hello? And no matter what you do to set aside to exploit it, to get what you want, you will manifest absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. If I'm going to go outside my way to practice Middle Eastern magic, whatever that could be, it can be an array of things, I first must acknowledge the descendant with all due praise and respect in order to get the favor of the ancestor. And even at that point, there is no guarantee. Can I get an amen? Hello? The activation of hoodoo, conjuring, whatever y'all want to call it, is the ancestor. Nothing can go in motion until, first of all, you contact the get dead. Hello? As the war continues between the West and the South. Because I look at America like this, and it is like this right here. It's divided in half. It's divided in half. You got the West on one side, the Southwest, the Northwest. Now, I know what y'all going to say. Some people going to say in fours, but let me do this my way, okay? Let me do this my way, because I know where I'm going with this. Over on the other side, you got the Northeast and the Southeast. So let's talk. Let's talk, and this will give people an understanding of what's going on around here, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Hello? Just because you see another dark-skinned, black, nappy-headed woman like me don't mean we can. Hello? Hello? There are many nations in the Americas. Many cultures. A lot of them have lost their cultures. I'm just going to be honest. Out West, they done lost their culture. The good thing of it is they can come here and try to connect with hoodoo if they respect the descendants. But if you are insulting and trashing the descendants, the ancestors will do you harm. You will not get what you want. You won't. You'll find yourself outdoors quick. That's the good thing. The bad thing is, and I already said it, the bad thing is if you don't have your culture out there on the other side that I just talked about, Northwest and Southwest, and you come over to shame us, because they've been shaming the South since forever. But now it's cool to be in the South. Everybody trying to talk like they Southern. I knew it was going to flip back around ever since I was a little girl. I said, it's going to flip back around. You know, they make fun of us and how we talk and our expressions. And they say we slow. We retarded. These are the things they say about us. But look, let me tell you something. It's our turn now. So guess what? You on our turf. Hello? It is not our fault because you've lost your culture out West. Hello? It's not our fault. So know that when you say hoodoo, you do what we do. That's what you do. Now, once again, I cannot stress this enough. There are people out there on the other side of the United States of America, Northwest, Southwest, that have respect. I'm not talking about you, okay? I'm talking about those who are out there that are lost, that are trying to connect to our culture over here and disrespecting us and mean mugging. at the same time. Okay? So we need to talk. Hello? Come in the door humble. If you want this. Because ain't now ancestor working with you. And you ain't got an ounce or a lick of respect for their descendants. Okay? Can y'all understand me? Please understand what I am saying. I've met some wonderful people that have contacted me for work and said, Mama, Spirit Tree, I'm from this place out here in Nova Scotia. I'm just really just being I'm stretching it now. They ain't come from Nova Scotia. But they've come from a lot of different places, and they've come humbled, and they said, hey, look, I'm interested in your culture, and you doing some work for me. Okay? I've met some wonderful people with respect. And they know they need to respect me in order to have the blessings of our forefathers and foremothers. I cannot go to the Middle East and expect to go over there and have them to do some work for me. And I'm sitting up here trying to shame the people on that particular land. Hello? I can't stress enough, and y'all know I love to name them, that the descendants of these people, the people that are the descendants of this wonderful culture that can be beautiful if you would only respect its offspring, live and are the descendants of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Practice that now, because a lot of them are trying to practice it. Georgia, because they want to say it country like me. Georgia, they practicing, y'all. My channel is sort of like a Rosetta Stone. Hello? Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and maybe Kentucky. A little of it branches on off. And like I say, it branches on off into some of the Appalachians. You know what I'm saying? Know that a lot of the descendants of this practice have navigated themselves to many places in the U.S., but especially the black people have navigated to places like Maryland. So I get calls from Maryland, New York, Massachusetts. I'm going to try to just get this right now. Let me get this right. Kentucky, Pennsylvania. I get the calls from there. Did I say Ohio? Michigan. Them places up in there. And going on up. Just divide it to the northeast, to the southeast. All of these people, these black people in this area over here, mostly navigated up north, and they are the descendants of those areas I called out. So I know I have sister and brethrens in all of them areas going all up north up in there. Just know that, okay? Because the people, we always say this all the time. Me and my sister that lives in Detroit, she says this right here. She said, the people from Detroit are from down south. And the people down south go to, have actually, made their lives in Detroit. We have more buses down here going to Detroit than any other place. Detroit and New York, those are the hot spots for the descendants of this practice. Hello? So, this is not what I wanted to do the video on, but since I'm here, I may as well talk about it. And people wonder why when they come for people on this side of the United States, when it comes to the practice, they find themselves in a very precarious situations. Financially, physically, mentally, they find themselves sometimes on the streets. Because our ancestors fought very hard. All of our ancestors. I'm not just talking about the people in the practice. All of our ancestors have fought very hard for us. You understand what I'm saying? To have it better than they did. That's why I'm fighting very hard so my offspring can have it better than I do. Because guess what? I always tell you, and I tell y'all this all the time, you are your offspring because you will reincarnate into this lineage line. Hello? Y'all pardon me as I've been working really, really hard with my people. I hate to call them clients because I see them as being in my spirit family or my soul family. You see what I'm saying? So I've been really, really working really hard for them and resting because I'm not doing anybody any good. You know what I'm saying? If I come here, you know what I'm saying, with not bringing my all. So that's why I have not been present. But I will be pretty soon, especially when it cool off so I can go out and we can gather gems and jewels. You understand? Out there in nature. Okay? So I'm just inside keeping it cool and stuff. And I'll be back because I'm going to start back live streaming. But I ain't up for no nonsense. Hello? I ain't up for no nonsense. I'm a lot older than you all. I am considered an elder. So you should have called me when I was young and in the nonsense stage. A lot of what's going on in this community is not only child's play, but it is a form of illiteracy. And we don't need to let the white folks see us out acting out of character because it's always been their entertainment. So we need to be on our best behavior. I'm here to admonish everybody in the community. You understand? To keep it clean and classy. Not dirty and ratchet. Because that's always been their entertainment. For us to carry on with the buffoonery. You understand? And that's all that is a derailment tactic. So we need to continue to focus on the work at hand. You understand? Because once again, I cannot stress this enough, that we got to preserve the history of hoodoo. We have to preserve the culture of hoodoo, the tradition. And we all can do it no matter what walk of life we came from or where we at. You know, like I say, you can be anywhere in the world and preserve it. Because it's a beautiful practice. But respect the descendants. The ancestors ain't going to work for you if you're not respecting the descendants. Hello? The culture has been lost on the other side of the United States of America, or the United Snakes of America. Their culture has been lost out west, out in the Midwest. It has been lost. So they are navigating to Southern traditions. And it's nothing wrong with it as long as you have respect for me and all of the others in the community that are practicing on this side, this region of the U.S. The Northeast and the Southeast is where most of the descendants are concentrated in this particular area. Have respect. If you decide that you won't have respect and you're going to continue to ridicule the descendants, you're ridiculing the practice, and you shall not get any results. This is like elementary to me when I'm dealing with this. Not hoodoo now. That's very complex. Don't think life is complex, but I'm just saying all of this back and forth is elementary. It's elementary. It's a derailment tactic, and it's entertainment once again for white people. All it is cooning and buffooning for master. That's got to stop. Hello? So respect the practice. We have incorporated my ancestors, your ancestors, if you are from the South, regardless if you have navigated up north or what. You understand? It incorporates many religious practices. Okay? Voodoo, Voodoo, Santeria, Ifa, Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhist practice, an array of practices have been incorporated here. Satanic practices. Okay? So don't get thrown off when you see us quoting the Bible or singing gospel music. That's us. That's why it's best to keep your eyes on people who live in these areas like Texas, Louisiana. Don't get confused looking out west because they have lost their culture. It's just the truth. People that live out west have lost their culture. It'll be interesting to know what it is. But if we would concentrate on our own ancestors, they will unlock wonderful mysteries for you. Wonderful. The Appalachians know their culture. Beautiful. The Southerners know their culture. Beautiful. But the Westerners, they've lost it. And there are a few percentages of them in the community that are trying to outcast us out south. We know where we came from. And I'm so thankful that it has been preserved and it's being resurrected by the outsiders because we never lost it. Now, there's a lot of elements that we may have lost, remnants that we've lost, but we've not lost sight of hoodooing and conjuring. Those are the names that they've given it. But for us, once again, it was just the way we lived. We lived under what most call a superstition. And one day when I get a chance, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk to you all about a few of those things that, we were cautious about doing. You all know some of the simple ones, like, don't let no umbrella up in the house. And some people probably say, well, that's everywhere. Cover up mirrors when folk die. So They won't get caught up in the mirror, because you can get caught in a mirror, because a mirror is a whole nother world. You can get, your spirit can get caught up in there. Matter of fact, certain places a mirror shouldn't even be in some corners of your house. As I look at one right by my bed, and I ain't too comfortable with it by the bed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks have astral traveled out their bodies and gotten trapped in those mirrors and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's when you find folks dead, in their bed, sleeping and stuff. But, these are ways of life. These are strict rules that you try your best not to overlook and disregard. And, a lot of people might say that's hoodoo, and little things we did to get ourselves well, or to have a safe pregnancy and bring forth healthy offsprings, because a lot of babies die real young here in the South, until they incorporated medicine, modern medicine came along, you know what I'm saying? So this was survival, which y'all call hoodoo. Hello? And conjure. Root work. And it's interesting how people who have not been born from any of those states are trying to, tell me I'm doing it wrong. How am I doing it wrong? Or I don't know what I'm doing. My ancestors, I celebrate them daily. Hello? They with me everywhere I go. So I see it when you try to make fun of me, I see it as if though you are trying to make fun of those people, the very people, you understand what I'm saying, that you are trying to copy off of. You're making fun of those people. So what makes you think your hoodoo gonna do what you want it to do? The element to activate the magic comes from the ancestor. And if you're not a descendant of these ancestors out south, you really think you're going to get some results? No, you're going to get put out your house. And I have seen it on YouTube all day long. I've seen it. And it's the people out west, you understand, that's dealing with this. I'm watching you. Don't think I ain't looking. Stay focused on the practice. Stay focused on the magic. I'm not saying that if you're not born in these areas, you can't practice it. You understand? I'm saying that if you understand, are saying something spiteful about us over here, your magic ain't going nowhere. Ain't no magic. You need my ancestors and the folk on this side, ancestors, to activate your magic. That's why you will find yourself dealing with the streets. And a lot of people will say, oh, ain't nothing happened yet. Ain't nothing happened yet. I've been waiting and ain't nothing happened yet. Magic ain't instant. When I'm talking about the hoodoo magic, it's imminent. Okay? So we're just going to sit back, relax, and continue our practices on this side, the northeast, the southeast. And I'm not trying to divide and, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, look, we're going to continue to do our work. Hello? We're going to continue to teach those who want to know. These are people all over the U.S., all over the world. And we're going to keep an eye on our enemies. And these are the ones that continuously try to pick fights and start wars with us, because I said in the beginning, wars are created because of a lack of resources. We are very resourceful here in the South. Hello? The Southeast and the Northeast. This country is going to split and divide one day. May not be in our lifetime, but it's coming, buddy. I see it right now. Because when you really look at it, the resources are really over here in the Northeast and the Southeast. Hello? Because wherever we are, all of a sudden gems and jewels come. When I say gems and jewels and stuff like that, I'm talking about underneath the earth, wherever we go, oil is there. Oil, for real. A lot of people don't realize it. There's more ore here in these areas than it is there. And when I start talking about Western, okay, when I say that, anything past Texas is Western. Western or out west past Hoodoo. Because over there, they don't know what their culture is. And that's what's creating so much confusion amongst black people. It's a struggle over something. Okay? Because Hoodoo now is like, this is the big kahuna all of a sudden. Hello? So if you living in these areas, you don't have to feud. From Texas on over here to South Carolina, you don't have to feud with anybody. We know that you are the descendants. And you don't have to argue back and forth with nobody about your practice. Because your ancestors are with you. They ain't with them. They with you. So there's nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove, nothing to bicker about or whatever, because the wealth of the ancestry is with me. And when you got what you want, ain't nothing to argue about. Hello, Hoodoo is the wealth. You understand that they are seeking to be one with our ancestors. So I've been MIA because I've been getting what I want. All of that beautiful artistry from the Congos and stuff. I am on my quest. I'm ready to travel, and I recommend all of you all to get outside and travel. If it ain't nothing but going next door. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't seen all of America yet. And we ready to get up and go overseas, because my quest is to go overseas. I want to go to Cuba. And I want to first start with a voyage, and then I'll flight out there. That's a part of my spirit's telling me that there's something there. I am most definitely a descendant of the people on the islands. Islands with an S. And then they are descendants of us here in the southern portions of the U.S. on the southeastern part. Because before the borders were closed, I mean, we could take the Alabama River from right here by my house and go straight into the Gulf of Mexico and go straight on out to the first stop would be Cuba. Cuba will be the first stop. And in Mexico, I'm not too far from Mexico. Places like Belize, Cozumel, Cancun, they're right below Alabama. We're Caribbeans. That's why our practices are heavily ingrained in us, and in spite of them creating false culture to throw us off, we're never thrown off. We don't forget. Not like they did out west. It's very unfortunate for those Westerners that it has happened. But the good thing is, I get called from folks out west and stuff that appreciate me and my ancestors, and I can work with them. But there are some that are bitter. Very bitter. Hello? So we cannot be bitter. We can only say, if you come to us correct, maybe our ancestors will show you favor. Hello? Okay, so it's a beautiful day to be a Southerner, ain't it, y'all? Or to be a descendant of the Southern people. Because, like I say, we got folks up there. Like I'm from I got folks from Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. So, and some up north, they up there in Michigan. I got a lot of folk in Michigan, y'all. Some of them are Africans. They're Liberians that settled in Michigan. So I got a lot of folks up there. So we're on this side having to deal with, in this community, a war with those on the other side because they have a lack of resources. A lack of resources make people wage war. Do not be derailed, soul family. We got work to do. Things that are beneath you, you must keep walking. You may have to step on some stuff, but you got to keep walking, because what's important, once again, is that we teach and help those that are in need. I'm back into service for a minute here. If you want to call, know that you will send photos. No photos, no work. Hello? Photos ensure me that you ain't no troll. I ain't got time for trolls. I'm an older woman. Some people think I'm a child. I'm not a child. Done raised 3. Got 1 in their 30s, about your age. Okay? I don't have time to play. If you want work, send your photo and the nature of your phone call. Hello? If you can't do that, I do not answer my phone. And I can look at your pictures and tell if you're real or not. Hello? If you can't do that, like I said, you're trolling and I don't have time for it, and I will not address that, because what that does is derail progress. And I'm saying that I feel like everybody should do it. Okay. Please rate and subscribe. Bye-bye. Okay, I gotta go. And I got heated up. Even my phone.